Hello, everybody, and welcome to the return of a very special series, or I guess episode 2 of our series of Ninjago rebooted coverages. Because episodes 3 and 4 of this season, or I guess if you want to go by the proper chronology, it's episodes 29 and 30. Blackout and the Curse of the Golden Master have been released. And as always, for these kind of things, I am joined by LJ.
Yo.
And making his triumphant return after being gone for quite a while is Kai.
I'm back. How's it going?
It's going pretty great. You come back for Ninjago, but not Chima. That is very fitting.
That is a very wise choice.
Yes, even though Chima has been quite good, but that's another coverage. So, as always, the links to the shows are in the description below. And the reason this is a dual coverage is because, we've talked about before the format in which they release these. They show them as hour-long specials. So we figured it would make more sense to just talk about them in one video. So yeah, without further ado, let's get this show on the road with episode 29, Blackout. Now, to say momentum has been killed would be an understatement because of the massive gap in between the first two episodes and these, but they've had a nice recap like always, and overall I think it was a pretty solid episode, although I did like episode 30 more than it by quite a large margin.
I swear.
And
30.
there were a number of different plots and subplots in episode 29, but the basic gist of it was they have to find... What were they even trying to do? I forget.
They were trying to convert Zane's helicopter thing to solar so that they could fly it, power it.
Yeah. Now, that was the whole thing, and they went back to the junkyard, which is Jay and Jay's parents, and they were looking up a bunch of crazy stuff, and there was this stupid subplot with Nia and Jay, which Kai had some choice words about.
Yes.
We are not going to utter on the podcast.
Can I utter it on the podcast?
Phrase it in a better way.
Well, there's really no other way to phrase it. How else do you phrase something like that?
Nia is not a good person. And
Nia is a two-timing.
Fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank.
There we go.
A backstabber. Yes. And
Basically, I don't get this. The two episodes seem to frame Jay and Cole as being being the problem because they're always bickering about this. They aren't the problem. This can be easily settled. Either one, because they have legitimate issues, right? Jay's like, "Hey man, you're hitting on my girlfriend," and Cole's like, "No, dude, your girlfriend was hitting on me." And so obviously, instead of fighting against each other, they should both turn and be like, "Wait a second. The problem here isn't both of us. It's this person over here who can't."
Believe me when I say Kahi is being very restraintful right now.
yes.
I'm being so restrained. There's a thing later on where she has to cut. Guess what? She has to cut a blue wire or a black wire. Okay.
We never summed up the episode.
Yeah, that's where it's fine.
Oh.
We're just going through the month.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
well, now I guess.
Are we just going?
Go on, though.
Let's
Kahi.
finish this
Okay.
thing and then we'll do that.
Okay, well, basically she tries to, she's deciding, should I cut the blue wire, should I cut the black wire? And they're like, just pick something. He's like, I don't know what to pick. And all the time I was like, pick your freaking boyfriend because this is what it's simple. Like, why is it so hard for her? I understand if she wasn't in a committed relationship, she has to choose between two. It's like a Twilight thing, okay? Yeah, it's generic, but everybody, the triangles are big now. Look at the Hunger Games. But she has a boyfriend, and she's like, I don't know who I should choose. You choose your boyfriend. That's how it works. If you have doubts about it, dump him, but don't kind of string him along. She chooses whatever thing she cuts, and they're like, what did you choose? She's like, I'm not going to tell.
Better yet, the only reason why she even started to have feelings for Cole is because a machine told her to.
not just like it's not just even like this is a machine that she steps up to and like you put a quarter in and it says, "Oh, who is your perfect match?"
And she's like, "Oh well, I guess I must govern my life to fit this."
I know it's like, well, the machine said that my boyfriend and I aren't compatible, so obviously, I
It's
would be so done,
overall,
so
if I had to
done.
pick a least favorite thing about Ninjago, it would be this whole aspect. It's dumb. Although
The thing that
episode
gets me, it's
29
because
did
like
have plenty of laughs in regards to it.
yeah, it had a lot of good jokes. It's just like, why are they painting the two boys as the problem here? Why are they like they always
Well-
gonna focus them on bickering and like like it's somehow like they're the ones causing the issue. They are not causing the issue.
Kahi. So, let's be honest here. Anytime there's a triangle in any show, the female cannot be the problem here because that's what's the word?
I don't know. Outlaw.
That's what culturally insensitive,
Lols.
You mean
biased. I don't know. Whatever BZ Power would say. That
Politically
can't be the case.
incorrect?
Men are
It's
the reason for all evil in the world. Remember?
I mean, it's different if she's legitimately choosing between two people, not choosing between her boyfriend and her boyfriend's best friend. That's
Yeah.
not a decision you should be making.
It sounds like a story out of Venom's life.
Yeah. Then again, did this happen to you? A similar
Oh yeah,
situation?
it did. No, that's why I'm like I was done. The moment I found out about this, I'm like, I don't care what you decide. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not sticking around and seeing who you choose or what or stringing me along until you finally decide on which one's best for you. I don't have the time for this, and I'm insulted that you would consider that I would give up portions of my life just to make you happy until you find the other person to leech onto.
Yep.
Anyhow,
That was a pretty big deal in that particular episode. Now, Kahi, since you've been gone, we've kind of changed the format we do coverages. LJ, you can give us a quick recap.
Okay. So in episode 29, it starts off the ninja are trying to look for some weirdly named part in order to convert their ship thing to solar so that they can power it because they knocked all the power out, so batteries ain't going to be of use to them. So they're at Ed and Edna's junkyard, and they're bickering around and whatnot, when all of a sudden, lo and behold, guess who appears? Yes, that's right. Sensei Woo!
he had a black beard.
He had a black beard! But yeah, returning from the corner. But anyway, so he attacks them. He uses these weird electric eels to like power up all these random ninjroids just lying around the junkyard, as well as the ninjroid machinery. Like there are machines like Cole's mech or Kai's fighter just lying there. They're not transformed yet. They're the basic versions, but they're there. And you'll see them being used occasionally.
Lols.
So they get into a fight. Real quickly, right before that, Jay finds out that Cole is quote-unquote the more compatible match for Nia, and they start brawling, and this fight goes on and on. They're bickering back and forth.
You know why you're the black ninja? Because you steal things from white people. I was so waiting for that line.
No.
I was so waiting for that line to be used. I was like, come on.
Because you take... Wait, no. What did he say?
Because you have a black heart.
No. Because that's
you
the
have a
color of
black
your heart. Yeah, and so they're fighting, one-liners, zingers, going back and forth. It's hilarious. In the midst of all this, guess what? Wu attacks. He, like, chucks people
He's wrecking Kai in epic fashion.
Ed and Edna escape. And, a little bit before this, Zane gives up half of his technological heart to revive Pixel. But because of that, he can't use Spinjitzu. So antics ensue in a much better form and fashion than they do in Chima. And fighting, craziness. When all of a sudden, guess what? Mysterious white hooded figure appears.
Yes, the Jedi.
Yeah,
appears.
Moon Knight.
And if he had been prior earlier in the episode, he's the reason they had the eels, I guess. He stole the Overlord's hard drive. And
Yeah.
that means Cyrus Borg is not Overborg anymore.
He's back to his wheelchair antics.
Mm-hmm.
So they fight. Wu is about to get the cheese knocked out of him, but like white hooded, mysterious, we have not actually been spoiled for character reveal yet comes in.
And he
And
has
then
a bow and arrow, and he shoots down like the crane.
again, bows and arrows return for 2014.
Yep.
So the ninja are like, what in the world? And then they go back to New Ninjago City, meet up with Cyrus. Wait, do they meet up with Cyrus Borg in episode
No,
29?
it's the next episode.
Okay.
They pretty much ended at that point. They find the scale.
Oh yeah, they find a scale
Wow.
that the white hooded figure left behind. And they're like, scale? Serpentine! So we're going to have to deal with them again. And
There's a subplot with Lloyd and his father.
oh yeah,
about the
Lloyd being a doofus, not listening to his father.
Oh, right, yeah.
They're being traveling gypsies, doing whatever they're doing.
moving mountains in their
Learning about-
mind and interrupting
Yeah, I guess, like,
ugly birds.
He one of the tenets of Kung Fu, of course, has always been, or I guess jujitsu, has always been telekinesis, you know? Like the art of moving stuff with your minds. That's totally something that comes with the territory of martial
Well,
arts.
the thing is, yeah, like, while they're traveling, the little subplot we see with them, Garmadon is trying to teach Lloyd how to use his Spinjitzu master powers, which apparently is, like, controlling everything. So, that's going on.
I thought it was a stretch when he could manifest a golden dragon. Now he can move mountains.
Ain't no mountain high. Oh, wait. Literally, though.
And
But yeah, so
birds.
there's that. And yeah, that's it
pretty
ends
much
there.
the episode. They're saying they're gonna go into this maze and look for stuff, but the Overlord and the Jedi figure has booby trapped the Falcon with like a tracking device, and they know where Lloyd is. So
Yeah.
overall, I did like the episode. I did think that it was maybe not. But yeah, I'd venture to say it's the weakest one thus far out of the 4 we've seen. But that's
Yeah, it was kind of all over the place. Too many mysteries. We
too
don't
many
really know.
stupid Nia antics.
Yeah.
Hey, what you gonna do?
Watch the next one.
Kai, what did you think, all in all, of episode 29?
Episode 29 was it was I mean, you know, comparatively, the only thing we have to compare it to is Chima. So obviously it was much better in terms of pacing. There were some good lines. I like the legitimate street performers lines, you know,
Well,
going to
yeah.
clown college. I thought that was pretty clever. That was good writing. You know, I mean for a Lego thing. The love triangle thing was really unnecessary, I feel. Or they kind of like they don't address the actual issue, which is Nia. But you know, I guess they wanted to create some drama in between the group as a whole. And of course, like they have the whole robot and Zane can now apparently they have each other's kung fu abilities, but only half. And then when they're together, they have more than one.
Seems
more
very
than a whole,
seems very cumbersome. I would not want that. I'd rather find some other way
Yeah.
to get her a power source.
Exactly. I would be like, why can't they just hook up the eels to her? You know, or oh
Yeah.
well.
In
But
fact,
yeah, it would, you know,
eels. I mean, why didn't anyone use these before?
I don't know. I don't even know why
Eel.
eels would actually be a legitimate power source. They don't
Eels.
exhaust nearly as much power. Can you imagine? I mean, the power of a robot. I would just put a bunch of eels in, like, you know, back of my house and have them power my house.
Eel.
I don't know why people don't use eels like all the time. You know, they can power stuff like this.
This is what we've come to. Eels.
What is
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that was that. One more comment about it though. Like, I was having a lot of triangles lately. Chima's doing the same thing. Ever since
Really?
you stopped watching. But
Who's this love triangle between?
you'll have to watch and see.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we're not
let's
gonna.
let's not spoil the Ninjago crowd to Chima antics.
Yeah.
Alright, just
Instead, we move on to episode 30, which is the Curse of the Golden Master. As far as episodes go, this one was very, very interesting for a lot of reasons. And it was very varied in what it does. Very varied. Ha ha ha. And LJ, give us a quick recap.
Okay, quick recap. They take off, go to New Ninjago City. Antics ensue with the white cloaked figure trying to get more eels, to get more power.
And Dareth.
Now. Yeah, well, I'm gonna get that. For things. So he's like concocting a plan. He's gonna go get more of them. Ninjas go to New Ninjago City. They're like, oh, hey, Cyrus Borg. But before they say, hey, Cyrus Borg, we find out that apparently all of the inhabitants of New Ninjago City have gotten extraordinarily bored and, not literally, but figuratively speaking, have joined the drama club. And the entire city is now ruled by the Postman.
Yeah.
Remember that dorky guy who kept on delivering mail to everybody and
Oh,
on his
yeah.
little
Right.
thingy? Yeah, he now apparently owns the city. But they're basically just acting, having a good time because they're extraordinarily bored.
I thought he was like the governor from The Walking Dead for a bit. You know, like he had taken over the city, and he's like, you know, he has this giant tank of electric eels that he watches. It's a
Wow.
yeah, it's a joke that none of you will get because none of you watch that show. But no, I thought that was one of my favorite parts. Was the return to sender. He yells to everybody as they prepare to fight the ninjas.
Lols. Yeah.
So it was really funny. But that happens. Cyrus Borg comes in. He's like, oh, hi, guys. And they inform him of the whole serpentine theory and whatnot. And they have a good time catching up. Pixel is asked to stay with Cyrus Borg. So Zane is tantamount to useless now.
Mm-hmm.
And the ninja go underground to go find the serpentine and investigate and whatnot. Meanwhile, white cloaked figure has to go get more of his weird electric eel thingies. And Dareth apparently has been put in charge of the school children that the ninja were teaching. And he decided to take them to the aquarium. Where else would they go, right? They couldn't go to a petting zoo or maybe a swamp. No, they're going to the aquarium.
Yup.
They go in. Dareth is being Dareth, and the white cloaked figure apparently has active camo now.
Which is hint number 1.
Exactly.
Well,
No,
technically
I
hit
just
number
now
2.
got that. I can't.
Lol.
Forget it. Okay, so anyway, antics ensue. They all get like a huge fish tank containing sharks and these electric eels. Don't ask me how that works.
I don't.
Gets like broken and floods an entire room. There's a funny scene with a guard. And so all the little school children and Dareth are in the water. Meanwhile, white cloaked figure is like draining the room and siphoning the electric eels into his like tank lair thing. And the sharks are now in the water with the school children and Dareth. Somehow Dareth scares off a shark. You'll have to see the scene. I'm not going to go any further.
Yeah.
So the antics ensue and end there. Cut back to Ninja. They go down to the entrance of the Serpentine's last known whereabouts, aka where the Stone Guardians, Stone Warriors were kept.
Yeah, they got locked in there.
Lo and behold, who sneaks up behind them? Scales!
Yes.
What does he have? Groceries! Dun dun dun!
And where he got these groceries, I do not know. Because they're
Yeah.
underground. But
So,
it was very interesting what they did with the Serpentine in this episode.
yeah, apparently now the Serpentine are all happy-go-lucky. They're all good palo, friendos, and thriving. Literally, Scales has a son.
Yep.
Antics
Thank
ensue
God.
in that regard.
Zing.
So they all go in and like Scales says, "Have you heard of the curse of the Golden Master?" And the ninja are like, no, we haven't. But, you know, obviously since you're mentioning it, you probably know what it is. You could be lying to us since we don't trust you. But hey, let's find out anyway and take all your word for granted.
And they have this weird green Serpentine that clearly has Sensei Wu's voice come to do
Well,
the voiceover.
we knew who he was. The Green Serpentine's not new to us.
Yeah, but I don't recall him having speaking lines.
He had speaking lines, but not the same voice actor. So
Well.
they go in, they learn the story of the Golden Master.
This is a very
And the ninja,
interesting plot point.
If you have seen the sets and listened to any of our coverages of like New York Toy Fair or Nuremberg Toy Fair, I was right. But anyway.
Basically, the legend of the Golden Master, if I remember correctly, it's that there will become a person one day that will have all the power of the first Ninjutsu Master who created Ninjago and the Serpentine, and this person will not be a good person and will basically try to destroy the world. And
Details.
Details. What I found was interesting was that apparently the reason why the Serpentine tried to awaken the Great Devourer was to scare all the surface dwellers underground to save them from the Golden Master. Now I'm not sure if that's a retcon. I'm not sure if they ever specifically stated why they were trying to awaken him. But if it's not, cool. If it is, whatever.
I actually like that a lot more. It gives the villainous characters a bit of personality.
Yeah.
You know, like or not personality, but a good motivation. They're basically a giant snake cult.
Pretty much. And when their plan epic failed, they just decided, you know what? Screw these guys. Let's go underground ourselves.
We tried. Gold star. We're gonna save ourselves now. Hey, I have a question to ask. Okay.
Shoot.
Why do some snakes have legs and others don't?
The ones that don't have legs are the tribal leaders.
Yes.
So the little kid is a tribal leader? Because he got tripped by that one Nindroid. He's like running to he's not like sliding to his mom. He's like running to his mom.
No.
And this dude just like
the ones that
trips him.
don't have legs are the leaders. The ones that do have legs are normal.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
so how
there was a big plot point of when Scales, I think, initially got leadership of his tribe. If I'm remembering correctly, he had to fight some other guy for it that was currently in charge. And when he won, he took the staff, and his legs just kind of morphed into the tail.
Huh.
He transformed. And
okay. All right. Fine. They have lore to it. Yeah. All right. That's good.
So, as the episode progresses, the Nindroids somehow attack, like the Serpentine place. The ninja figure out what their new power source is. They defeat them.
It reminded me very much of Hero Factory Brain Attack.
Oh yeah, more.
Defeat them all.
Yeah, more antics ensue. In that regard, the Serpentine refused to help the ninja. The Overlord, for some reason, decides to spill the beans on why they attacked and telling him, "Oh, we're gonna capture Lloyd. This was a distraction. For some reason, I'm telling you this, so you can stop me."
Nope. The Overlord's usually not one to make stupid mistakes like that, even though I guess it wasn't a mistake because it kind of worked. But whatever.
Yeah. So that happens, and the ninja are like, "Oh no, what have we done?"
Yeah.
And cut back to Lloyd and Garmadon, and they're going through this weird jungle maze thing, being stinking Johnny Thunder over here.
And what do you know?
And
Nindroids and
Nindroids and Wu attack them, and Garmadon's like, "Get out of here, Lloyd! Gosh dang it, listen to me for once."
And of course, Lloyd does not.
Well, no, he does. He runs off.
He hesitates far too long, and then Garmadon tells him, "Don't use your powers." He's like, "Screw you," and he makes a motorcycle.
Yep, that justifies me getting that motorcycle set.
Yep.
And so then it finally showed up in the story. But anyway, so there's some epic motorcycle chase scene through the jungle. It's pretty cool and whatnot. Then he lands.
Garmadon and Wu have a fight that involves lots of slow-mo and tree running.
Yeah, but it's really short. And then Lloyd ends up at a cliff, and he's like, "Oh no!" Well, lo and behold, another mech dragon pops up, and
was flying so weirdly for a second. I was like, "That's not the mech dragon. That's something else." And then I saw the head, and I was like, "Oh, I guess it is." Why is it flying like?
I thought it was a giant raven from Chima.
It's robotic. So
yeah, but it's been flying before, and it was fast and spread out, and now it's like standing upright and just goes slowly flapping.
I also I love how it's a robotic thing, and it has to flap its wings. It can't just like fly like a normal ship. Nope,
Yeah,
it's
it's
flapping.
weird because it has like mechanical things.
Right, yeah, like jets and stuff.
Well, more like turbines, but yeah. But anyway, so they capture Garmadon, and he's like, "If you run, we'll chuck him over the edge to where he'll survive anyway." And Lloyd's like, "Okay, I won't run," and he gets captured. And then the grandiose reveal of the white cloaked figure is. Do we want to tell them, Meso, or leave
Of
it a secret?
course, we've already watched the episode.
Oh yeah, they know who it is. It's Gale. Oh wait, a Pythor. Turns out he got bleached, totally bleached white from being in the digestive tract of the Great Devourer. Somehow this did not happen to Wu.
Well, Wu got out pretty fast.
Yeah,
Pythor
that's
was
true.
stuck
Wait,
in-
how did he get out of the great
You'd have to see
Devourer?
the episode, Kahi.
Yeah.
Did he
Just
all things that get devoured come out? Or
the episode.
is it like
Just.
Basically, here's the deal with Pythor. So recently they revealed a Lego Ninjago game, and in the description for the game, Pythor was name dropped, and everybody was like, "Is this a typo, or is he back?" And the grand consensus from a lot of people was, "Well, we kind of figured he'd be back at some point because Wu managed to escape, and Pythor could turn invisible, so he was probably just waiting in the wake all this time to make his next move. And what do you know?" Somehow he can fit that huge head inside of a small Jedi hood. And apparently his vocal cords got messed up too, because he sounds completely different.
Yeah, no British accent anymore. He's now raspy, like the great, the Overlord.
Listening to those two have a conversation is something else. I gotta
$10
say.
says it's the same voice actor.
Oh yeah, it probably is. But
yeah? You know okay voice actors in these things, you know?
yeah, it's hilarious how they do it though, because they capture Lloyd and him and Garmadon are about to have a conversation about how sorry they both are for messing up, and then the Overlord is like, "He's of no use to me. I don't want to listen to this," and they throw Garmadon off anyway.
Yeah, they chuck
Yeah,
him
he's like,
overboard.
I'm sorry, son. I failed. And the dude's like, I don't want to hear it. He chucks him off.
But it's
Yeah.
pointless because he lives, and
Yep.
yeah, Mech Dragon flies away with Lloyd in captivity.
And
Episode-
nothing is accomplished this day.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, aside from plot exposition, the ninja really didn't do much.
Back 2 steps forward, 5 back.
Yeah. So things are pretty bleak for the land of Ninjago. We have the main antagonist of season 2 and the main antagonist of pretty much the whole series at this point in one place.
Yup.
It is quite unfortunate.
So overall, I like them. Definitely episode 29 is the weaker of the two. Episode 30 isn't much better, but it was still pretty good.
I think it's plenty better.
yeah,
There was. I would actually go so far as to say it was my favorite of everything we've seen thus far. It had good action, character development, returning characters aplenty. The only stupid stuff I'd say is Lloyd is showing Laval levels of intelligence at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not
Exactly.
doing that great. He needs to step up his game.
Yeah.
Kai, what did you think?
Kahi.
Well, I don't know. It was okay. You know, as far as TV shows go, it's definitely more enjoyable than Shima, but it's not something that I would kind of willingly tune in on. Yeah, I'm not the target audience, so I'm sure. Like, my brother, I think my brother follows. I think my brother and his friends do, and they're that age, they're like 9, 10, 11-ish. So, you know, obviously the show is made to appeal to me, and I can appreciate it for, you know, what it was supposed to aim towards. It does a good job. It's, I mean, from, you know, like a technical standpoint, you can't be like, you know, like Avatar, The Last Airbender, or, you know, kind of like that kind of all-inclusive, all ages, you know, cartoon that's really well written and well acted, choreographed and stuff. But For the kid show it's trying to be, it definitely does a better job than Shima does. And I'm glad that we're able to follow it in this way.
If
So we can
Bionicle came
strive.
back today and got a TV show, it would be like Ninjago. That is what I would
Oh,
bank
boy.
on
No,
it.
we hope it would be
Oh.
like Ninjago.
I would hope so. I would actually kind of hope for a bit higher than that, just because Bionicle has that kind of higher age range, you know,
Yeah.
from like 11 to
But
16.
they would keep a lot of the
So
humor.
they could possibly do more Avatar stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
That's why
A lot of this
Bionicle
humor is really
Return
great
is
for
so
kids,
tricky.
but I don't want, like, honestly, I would love before Bionicle the Return if I was in charge of the return. I feel like it would be a great
Yeah,
job.
we're not doing this. So thank you for watching our coverage.
Okay,
It was pretty sway, I gotta say.
it was pretty great.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to tell you all, tune in blank for the next cover. But nobody knows when the episodes are coming out, and I don't like this feeling. I get it already enough with the
Alright.
Jeff TV
What does
special.
Ninjago and the Rapture have in common? JK.
Wow.
No one- Wow, Cassie.
It's like I already get this feeling bad enough every year with the HF TV specials where they never publicize when they're coming ever,
Yeah,
and you're just gonna.
nobody knows the day or the hour. Not the father nor the son.
Oh my
Actually,
matinee.
no. One of them does. My bad, that's heresy. Don't kill me with lightning, guys.
But
Burn me.
as always, we will be here to discuss them when they do in fact get released. As it stands, though, strong showing from Ninjago, keeping up the pace. Both Chima and Ninjago are doing great. This is a good time for Lego. Don't mess it up. Thank
Oh,
you
really?
for watching.
Not.
We will see you all next time. I'm Messinek.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
And goodbye. Thank you for watching.